Hi, mathematicians. This is Mrs. Shopper coming to you with a new lesson on finding a missing value. We're going to be utilizing the slope formula, and we're going to be giving you a value other than, we're going to give you the slope as one of the values and ask you to find the ordered pair that's missing. So we're going to just do a little bit of practice here. Reminder of cross products. So I'm scrolling back a page. I just realized I was one ahead. It should be catching up with us soon here. It's a little bit of delay between my iPad and the video, but we're going to be working with some cross products. And so I'm drawing an X. Maybe that'll cause it to move a little bit. There's been some strong delays between. There we go. Okay, so cross products means you multiply diagonally and you set them up equal to each other. So what I mean by that is I'm going to take 7. I'm going to take 2, actually, times the quantity 7 minus y, and that's going to equal 1 times the quantity 6 minus negative 2. What we're doing is going to involve a lot of computation. So it's important that we work, really pay attention to that. So with this equation, I'm going to multiply. So I'm going to end up with 14 minus 2y. And then 1 times anything is itself. It's called the identity property of multiplication. So 6 minus negative 2 is like 6 plus 2, and that's 8. And now I'm going to work on solving that equation. I'm going to subtract 14 from both sides. And so I have that negative 2y is equal to negative 6. I'm going to divide by negative 2. So y equals positive 3. So let me go ahead and circle this up a little bit. There we go. Actually, let me move it down a little bit. There we go. Okay, so we're doing cross products. Let's try another one. So we're going to take 9 times negative 5 minus negative 3, and we're going to set it equal to 2 times y minus negative 4. Now, if you notice on this particular problem, we do have a negative sign right here. When I have a negative sign, I need to apply it to either the numerator or the denominator. And what I like to do is just apply it to the numerator always, and that helps me keep things in check. So I've got negative 9 times the quantity negative 5 minus negative 3. So you see we're getting some practice with our negatives here. Also, there's nothing wrong with using your calculator. I'm totally fine with that. So do what you need to do. And that equals 2 times the quantity y minus negative 4. So I'm going to add up here. Negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2. Negative 2 times negative 9 is positive 18. I've got y minus negative 4. I'm going to go ahead and add up. So I have y plus 4. 2 times y is 2y, plus 2 times 4 is 8. From here, we're going to subtract 8 from both sides. So 10 is equal to 2y. Divide by 2, y equals 5. So we're taking in cross products. We're taking in working with positive, negative numbers. We're taking in distributive property, and we're solving equations. So there's a lot of math skills that we've been using throughout the year that we're learning to apply here. Let's do one more example. Yeah, we'll do this one right here. All right, so cross products. So I'm going to put the negative sign with the numerator. So negative 1 times 11 minus x is equal to 5 times the quantity 8 minus 7. So negative 11 plus x is equal to 5. 8 minus 7 is 1. 5 times 1 is 5. I'm going to add 11 to both sides. So x equals 16. Okay, so some distributing, some combining like terms, some add up, solving equations. So why do we bring this back? Why is this important? Well, it's going to take us to our next step. Okay, we want to solve for y. Okay, and we talked previously that the slope formula is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And that's the formula for slope. That means that it equals m. And so what we're going to do is use that formula to find the missing value. And so I'm going to start by writing my formula. Always, this is a good strategy to get into. Start by writing your formula. So m is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So here's my x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. I need to fill in each of my values, okay? So my m, that's negative 5. So I'm going to erase m, and I'm going to replace it with negative 5. And because I want things to be in a fraction so that they're proportional, I'm going to put it over 1, okay? Anything over 1 is itself. Now what I'm going to do is simplify. So y sub 2 is y, and y sub 1 is 2, and y sub 2, I'm sorry, x sub 2 is negative 8, and x sub 1 is negative 7. So I'm filling in all of those pieces that I know, and now I'm going to use that cross products, okay? So we're going to do cross products. So it's going to be negative 5 times the quantity negative 8 minus negative 7, and that equals 1 times the quantity 1 minus 2. Okay, so I'm filling that in. I'm doing cross products. All right. So negative 8 minus negative 7, if we add up, that's negative 1. Negative 5 times negative 1 is positive 5. And then y minus 2, because 1 times anything is itself, it's the multiplication identity property. We're going to add 2 to both sides. And I've got that 7 equals y. So my answer is 7 equals y. Okay, there's my answer. Now, this is the first few times we're going through it. It might be a little bit messy for you. That's okay. We're going to go through it. I've got multiple examples to go through. Plus, you're going to get time in class tomorrow to work on it. So let's take a look. I'm going to, again, write out my slope formula. M equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And I'm going to label each of my points. Okay. My m is 7/6. So I'm going to erase the m, and I'm going to write it as 7/6, because that's what it tells me my m is. Y sub 2 is 3. So I'm going to put a 3 here. Y sub 1 is y. X sub 2 is 3. And x sub 1 is negative 5. Okay. Let me clean that up. It looks a little messy. Negative 5. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and do cross products. I'm going to multiply diagonally. Okay. So when I set up my equation, it's going to be 7 times the quantity 3 minus negative 5 is equal to 6 times the quantity 3 minus y. 3 minus negative 5 is you're going to add up, which is 8. 7 times 8 is 56. Now I'm going to distribute. 6 times 3 is 18 minus 6y. And now I'm going to solve for y. This is a two-step equation. So I'm going to subtract 18 from both sides. So I'm going to have that 38 is equal to negative 6y. 16 minus 8 is 8, 38. Divide by negative 6, y is going to equal negative 6 and 1/3. Okay. All right. Let's try number 4. Okay, let's try number 4. So I want to solve for x. This is my unknown. So what I'm going to do is set up my formula. I'm going to start by setting up my formula. M equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. I'm going to start by setting up my formula. Okay. Once I've done that, now I'm going to replace those variables with the numbers that I know that they are. My m is going to be 3/2 because that's what it tells me. M is 3/2. Then I'm going to label each of these. X sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. X of the first point, y of the first point, x of the second point, y of the second point. Okay? And I'm going to fill those in. So y sub 2, that's 4. Y sub 1, that's -2. X sub 2, that's 3. And x sub 1, that's x. And what I'm going to do here is cross products. So what I have is 3 times the quantity, 3 minus x, is equal to 2 times the quantity, 4 minus -2. Distribute. 9 minus 3x. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times x is 3x. That equals 2 times 6. So 9 minus 3x, 2 times 6 is 12. Now I need to work on getting x by itself. I'm going to undo 9. So I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides. So -3x equals 3. Divide by -3. X equals -1. X equals -1. Okay. Let's go on. Let's do one more for today, and then I'll make another video for the second day of this, okay? So we're going to be writing out our formula. M equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1, okay? We're going to fill in our values and change the color here. Okay, my m is going to be -1/2. And then I've got x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, and y sub 2. So I'm going to erase y sub 2. And that's going to be a 4. And I'm going to erase y sub 1. And that's going to be a 6. And I'm going to erase x sub 2. And that's an x. And x sub 1 is going to be a 3. So what I'll do then from here is cross products. I'm going to multiply diagonally. Roop, roop. Okay. -1 times the quantity x minus 3 equals 2 times the quantity 4 minus 6. So I'm going to distribute. Oops. So I've got -x plus 3 is equal to 2 times -2, because 4 times 6 is -2. So -x plus 3 equals -4. I'll subtract 3 from both sides, so -x equals -7. That means x equals +7. Okay. So using our slope formula to solve the missing form. What we're doing is tying these math skills together. All right. So good luck with it. Thanks for hanging around, and I'll make a second video with some more examples. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.